When asked what I think is the highest damage-dealing mage class in Inquisition, I say it's the Necromage, and now it's gotten even stronger. With the Trespasser DLC, we not only have new skill upgrades, which allow you to tweak your build a little bit, lean a little towards offense or defense usually, depending on how you like to play, but we also have new equipment, sigils or runes that you can put in your armor that usually give you a bonus and a penalty. In other words, if you want a little of this, you got to give up a little of that. And I like that stuff in RPGs. We need more of that, not less. So that's a very cool thing. And then we have equipment like amulets and belts and rings and stuff available for all the classes. I can't get into all the items here, but one item in particular is great for the mage. It's this belt of the, well, in this case, the Storm Pact. They also have a Winter and a Fire Pact. I think it's simply called the Fire Pact. Anyway, what they allow you to do is concentrate on a particular damage type at the expense of what they say is a small amount of health. The basic belt takes away 30% of your health. I think the enhanced and the superior ones take away 40 and 50% respectively, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not trivial. But if you're a mage, you're not really tanking anyway, unless you're playing the whole Arcane Warrior lightsaber thing. And so I don't think health is so much an issue. We've all been one shot here and there in the game. Not a big deal, but if an enemy's hitting you for 1,000, it doesn't really matter whether you have 200 hit points or 500. He's still going to one-shot you. Anyway, in this particular case, I'm using the Belt of the Storm Pact, and seeing as it increases your electric damage at a small amount of health, that sounds pretty blood magey to me, right? Sacrificing health for extra power, for extra damage. So for lack of a better name, I guess that's what we'll go with. The Electric Blood Mage, or Electric Blood Necromage, or something. Close enough. Now, compared to my vanilla Necromage build, which I did a video on that, and I can leave a link for that, this one, I'd say overall, the damage output is higher. We get some pretty good bonuses. I have a sigil in my equipment, and I'll show you my gear, as well as my final stats, or skill set, when I hit level 20. Right now, I'm just including some fighting and stuff, showing how we can deal with not only some electric-based enemies, like those stupid Templar abomination, whatever they are, but also dealing with, dragon fights. Those are considered boss fights in the game. And I even brought along Iron Bull to take Varric out of the party and show that even he has some survivability as a sword and shield, believe it or not. That's really fun to play with. Just don't have him taunt everything. Just let him attack shit. Let Cassandra do all the taunting, and Iron Bull is actually surprisingly effective. In fact, I think he fared the best of all of us in this fight. Anyway, you'll see. But with the bonus electricity, I have the belt, and I'm just wearing the basic belt here. I never got the enhanced belt. It is dropped randomly in a loot chest, and for those of you that know me, you know I've never had luck ever once in my life. I'm unlucky when it comes to having luck, so getting something to drop for me it's just not going to happen, and I didn't expect it to. So an enhanced belt would have given me, I believe, a solid extra 10% damage on top of all these numbers, basically. And however that would multiply out, and how the damage calculations go, and all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm no math major, but all I know is when you can hit people with a lot of these critical numbers here, you can kick their ass quickly. That's all that really matters to me. This is markedly higher than my other Blood Mage. It plays about the same. The combo is the same. You have Static Cage, and then once Static Cage is dropped, hit everything inside of it with Horror, which will either cast them in fear, or panic them, or strike them with terror, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It just makes them take bonus damage from that point forth. Then follow it up with Barrage last. And what Barrage does is it hits them 12 times? And then every time they're hit by Barrage, they take bonus damage from Static Cage. And that's where you see all these huge amounts of numbers coming up. Maybe they're all in the 300s and 400s, but you multiply that by 24 times, that's pretty significant. Maybe you're not hitting quite as hard as a Tempest or an Assassin, but still, you're doing your fair share of damage as a Mage, and you're doing it quickly. And seeing as the Mage has a lot of mana regen buffs in passives, especially Vivian. She's like the ultimate spell battery as far as that goes. But seeing as you can get your mana back really, really quickly, and then shorten all your cooldown times on your spells, and then even get free cooldowns in the Fire Tree and stuff like that, you can become something of a spell battery yourself. So you may not hit the biggest single numbers, but there's lots of them. kind of like making the branch break with lots of little snowflakes instead of one big avalanche. Now I'm playing with the trials on, and what that means is that everything scales to me. There's lots of trials that came along with the Trespasser DLC. Some of them, they even have somewhere like your health potions don't work. You get half XP, which is a great one to play with if you want to experience the entire game without hitting the level cap. You can really do that. It's actually really well balanced. I like the one where enemies scale to you so that no matter where you go, they're always at least your level or higher. Like, she's level 23. She's not going to scale down to me. She stays at 23. Right now, I believe my mage is 20 and everyone else is 19, right? So she stays 23. But if I came back at 27, she would be 27, as well as her little babies that she calls in, getting the Mother of the Year award, sacrificing her little ones. So I want to show that this fight can go pretty quick. It's actually pretty brutal. Definitely do our job, even with Varric getting his ass kicked over there, which he does a little bit. I don't think it's by Mama Dragon either. I think it's by the babies for the most part. And Dorian, yeah, apparently the babies don't like them. But that's cool. We'll sacrifice Varric and Dorian for baby dragon lunch, and me and Cassandra will take care of Mama Dragon over here. So anyway, we'll take a look at final skills, and we'll look at final equipment and stuff. And basically, it's pretty simple. The basic combo, kind of like you'd use with an assassin here, is just simply cast barrier on yourself to get that mana regen buff going. It's 35% for that. By the time you stood still for a little bit, you should get another 50% mana regen coming from Winter's Stillness, I think it's called, in the Cold Tree. So you're getting almost double mana regen right there. And then lay down your Electric Cage. Inside that, throw down Horror. And then hit your enemy with Barrage. And it's really a relatively simple pattern. Throw in a Winter's Grasp every once in a while to freeze things for Cassandra so she can shatter stuff with Shield Bash and things. And Varric can shatter stuff with Longshot, which I like to have him favorite. Someone did make a good suggestion in stream, and I had never thought of this because I used to pass off poison weapons out of hand. But he brought up the point that if Varric has poison weapons going, each time poison weapons ticks, as far as damage goes, it should proc bonus damage from Static Cage, and I never thought of that because I basically ignored poison weapons when I realized that it's basically useless on Nightmare. The damage is insignificant. But with Static Cage, I thought that was pretty creative. It's a guy named Sinister. Anyway, he stopped in on stream and he says, "Do you get Varric's poison weapons to proc an extra damage from Static Cage?" And I was like, "No, I never invest in that. It's a waste of skill points." And he said, "Well, I use it." I'd never tried it. So just throwing that out there, and credit that guy for suggesting it. All right, so here's our final what would you say, skill set. Notice Barrage, where enemies take stacked or they get debuffed. Stacked magic debuff, basically to whatever your damage type is. In this case, everything is centered on lightning damage. Not that we don't do a little Winter's Grasp here and there, and even some Frost Step. It's nice to Frost Step through all the enemies while they're in Static Cage. They take damage and bonus damage from that too, believe it or not. But this is just level 20. It just gets better from here. From this point on, it's basically picking passives that just amplify whatever you're doing. If you can extend the duration of your status effects, if you can cause a little extra fear and terror, if you can just get anything that gives you a little bonus magic and willpower, that buffs your attack, which makes you do more damage. And it's all gravy. Then as far as, I'll show you the staff that I made for myself. My shocking staff is shocking. You like that? We were playing around with that in stream. Everything is what everything. It was just over. Oh, man, it was actually pretty funny. But anyway, maximum critical chance to get my critical up there to around 60-70% chance. Without Varric, preferably. And then after that, it was critical damage. And then as much magic as I could stack in my armor between the leggings and the gauntlets and the armor piece itself, and then the Mask of the Grand Duchess from Wicked Eyes, Wicked Hearts, Save Celine, Don't Fight, what's her name, Briala, or what? No, not Briala, the other. Don't fight that other, whatever her name is, the one who's doing all that nasty stuff at the ball. Don't fight her. Go ahead and just basically bring her up on charges, get her arrested, and then save Celine, and you get the Mask of the Grand Duchess, and it gives you a 15% critical chance. No other piece of equipment is going to give you that. As for the rest of the gear, anything that can buff your magic or willpower is fine for an amulet. Or if you want something that causes your mana to regenerate faster, there's stuff like that that's included with the DLC now too, and some other things. But I just wanted more damage. Just as simple as that. And then the critical damage rings, one's found in the Hissing Waste, same place where you get the rogue daggers in one of the tombs off there to the west corner of the map, and then the other ring is found in the Darkspawn tunnels in the western approach. After you take the keep there, you'll get a quest to go unlock the Darkspawn warrens or whatever it's called. Anyway, it'll be a mission that you can have Cullen and his guys basically build you a bridge through the poison swamps, get in there, and it's in a lock chest. You're going to need Deft Hands perk with your rogue to get through the door to get the ring. But anyway, so 2 critical damage rings stacked, the Belt of Storm Pact if you get lucky, and in your special requisitions chest or whatever it's called, special rewards chest, if you can get a enhanced belt, that's great. And then if you go to the Trespasser DLC itself, there is a superior Belt of Storm Pact there. But the thing about that DLC is once you go there, you cannot come back. In fact, it's actually post-game. You can't even go to that DLC until you've ended the main game. You know, beaten the main boss and all that stuff. So, just a little FYI. Alright, well, I'm going to leave you watching the Sandy Howler get brutalized. Another Mother of the Year award goes to this dragon, sacrificing all of her children to the fight. Bitch. Alright, I hope y'all enjoy it, and take care. Thanks for watching, and as I'm editing this, it is Christmas Day today, actually. Dude, why are you working on Christmas? Well, these are off hours. I'm fixing to go see family and stuff, and I hope you guys got to do a lot of that too. Family and friends and all the good things. Hope your holidays are full of that. And I will see you later. You take care. Bye-bye.